How do y'all get up there? We're selling pointe shoes down here. First, I'm going to show you some basic materials I use. I wear Frida London Classics, Deep Vamp, 6.5 Triple X. My favorite's Heartmakers, that's what we're sewing today. We get pointe shoes based on what shows and rehearsals that we're in. We get fitted at the beginning of the year and get to tell them what makers we like. So I like Heart and Z and makers that have a broader platform and they're more boxy, just because that's just kind of the shape that's what the shape of my foot is. We also have the Stitch Kit by Bunheads. Can fit anywhere in your pocket. It's usually where I keep mine, or the front pocket of my bag. So I always have it just in case a ribbon falls off, you know, the worst. Scissors. Oh, ribbons and elastics. They're actually on another pair of shoes. I like to reuse mine, so I'm gonna take them off really quick. I like to use the Freed pink elastic. I like how thick it is like this way, because I've had elastics that's thinner that way and they like fold over on themselves if I like accidentally sew them too tight or at the wrong spot or something, and it really hurts. And I don't like resewing my shoes. I just like being able to put it on and it feels good. And then I also use the Freed pink satin ribbon. I started using this year when I became PD. So right now I'm just taking off my ribbons and elastics from my other shoe. So we cut off all the ribbons and elastics from my old pair of shoes. And then we're ready to start stowing. Okay, pointe shoes. Oh man, let's get stuck. Beautiful. Ah, they smell so good. Okay, so we've got the thread. This little kit, it comes with 2 needles. One has like a bigger little hole in it, one has a tinier hole in it. I like using it with the tinier hole. And then I just gotta actually pull out a lot, you know? Because I like to double it up. You'll see in a second. Okay, so then you get it through. Watch out. And then I pull it through like this, right? I line the 2 ends up like so. And then I like do a little loop. Bink. And then do that again, so it's a double knot. Okay, so we start with the elastic. Now, I cut these all evenly, because the length of elastic they give us, it's really good for 4 elastics. I tried to cut it into 4 so it lasted with 2 shoes, because I used to do only single loop on my shoe, but it was just too short for my ankle. So then I was like, well, I measure it out every time for the size of my ankle, because I was like, I cut these, and I cut the whole strip that our pointe person gives us into 4s. It fits a lot better, and then it doesn't measure out. It's like cut it into 5 parts. Same with the ribbons, I just cut it into 4s. So I don't do much measuring. I know a lot of people do, but I don't, because I just kind of know where it needs to go. Okay, so placement. So I like to flip it like this, so then I can just kind of see what I'm doing. I like to put it on a little bit of an angle, okay? So you've got it in your shoe. Here's the seam. I like to put it like maybe with 1 to like 3-ish down and on an angle like that. Because of the crisscross, I used to sew, when I sewed single loop, I used to sew it like directly right here. But now I sew it over here because it's just a better angle and it lays flatter, giving you a better line. The reason I do crisscross elastics is because 1, that's just easiest with the length of elastic they give us, but 2, I've also found it helps with twisting. Let me just okay. And then to sew it, I used to sew so differently, and then this year I changed my sewing methods completely for sake of time. So I used to sew, you know, when you go like, I used to go like in, out, in, out, in, out, and then like around the whole entire elastic just with this, like sewing the inside cloth, not through the satin on the other side. But now I saw my friend Gabby in my class. She went around the entire drawstring, and 1, goes so much faster, and 2, it makes it so it doesn't come off, which the other way I was sewing it was coming off really easily. So this is how I do it. All right, you go out in through your shoe, then you connect it up here. Whoa. Then you do that again. And you just do that like 5 or 6 times. And then your elastic is sewn on. And make sure that it's going completely around and not like in the drawstring area, or then you'll be able to tighten or loosen your shoes, because the drawstring will be set into place, and that would be really crappy. Can you hear the Seasons Canon music in the background? Okay, so I've kind of like gone like the whole length of the elastic, and then to finish it off, I like to go across diagonally like this, and kind of do the under, just the canvas part, not the set, and it comes through the elastic like this. And it went like, so we got kind of like you're doing tally marks in grade school. So then I never really learned how to knot something with the needle on it, so I just cut it off and knot it with my hands. Knot it like this. I do this kind of like 3 or 4 times, and I alternate which string I'm knotting through. That's called a square knot. I learned that from my grandma. Okay, so now I'm just clipping off the excess. And there you have it, your elastic sewn so beautifully. So then I would do the other side, but I'll just show you how I sew with the ribbons on. There's a shiny side and there's a matte side. And I like doing the matte side facing out, because sometimes the shiny is just too much. We're lining up the matte side and the elastic together, and I put it directly against this seam, not on a seam, right next to it. So if you can see in there like that. And then we sew it. We have it lined up, and we go through the same process. Ta-da! That looks kind of crappy, but this one looks really good. Well, this one doesn't look that good either. I'm gonna do the other side of that. We're gonna do a little time lapse. Okay, so you just watched me sew the other half of my shoe. So now it's all done, and I was just gonna kind of tell you how I juggle my pointe shoes. I've been wearing freeds the entire time I've been dancing on pointe, and they break down kind of easily, but if you jet glue them in the right spots early enough on, you can make them last a really long time while getting all of the benefits of freed. I don't have jet glue with me, and I usually jet glue after my first class of them, but I'll just tell you where I usually do. So inside the shoe, I do it directly, like here. I go, and then I give it like a little swirl on the ground, like a good little swirl. And it's like changed how it's gotten into my box. It's gotten like all little crevices that sometimes you can't reach, or like the glue just won't go into naturally. Okay, so that's the first place I glue. And then I glue along here, but on the inside of it. I feel like that keeps the wing from breaking away from the shank, and then that keeps it all just like very nice and solid. I like having this area and being kind of hard. When it's gotten to the point I like it, like when the shank has gotten to like the, you know, where it's like, oh yeah, that was a really good class, you know. I like juggling right here on the outside and the inside. And the inside along there, kind of where my arch hits. And I only take out the nail when it's starting to poke me in the heel. I really like my shoes to last a long time. And then as they break down more, I glue more along here on the inside, and here on the inside, and a little bit up here on the inside, just like adding in a little bit every day or every class. Because sometimes if you go too far too fast, it's way too hard, or for me it's way too hard, and I can never come back from that sometimes. And I don't ever wet them or put alcohol on them before I wear them to break them in. I just do like a, and then like I step on it a little bit, and then it's a beautiful little pointe shoe. So that's how I sew my pointe shoes. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more amazing content from Tights Under. Love y'all.